All right, we are back with another episode of Art and Our Entertainment. My hair looking kind of crazy up top. Shit, let me get that. All right, so we have another one. I just looked at it. Damn, spoiled it for myself. But you guys don't know. But hardware issue 4. Man, I've been waiting for this damn issue for so long, man. This was definitely. I've been buying a lot of comics, as I've been telling you guys, and for for a fact, this is definitely one of the better comics that I've bought. The story arc is fantastic. I've said it before. Milestone Comics returns. Hardware is basically like Milestone's. He's their Iron Man, and I really think Now with that said, uh, make no mistake. Static Shock is definitely Milestone's most popular character, but I think that if this was to ever become like a movie and on whatever platform, whether it be just animation or the big screen, I think they have a good springboard with hardware. They have a good springboard. He could definitely pop the Milestone universe off on a cinematic level. And hardware, aka, well, I should say Curtis Metcalf, aka Hardware, has a similar relationship with Static Shock, aka Virgil Hawkins, that Tony Stark has with Peter Parker, where he's like the mentor. Virgil Hawkins, he's really into technology. He's a nerd. He's a nerd who likes science, for lack of better terms. And Curtis Metcalf is a genius in the story. He's a genius, and so he definitely gives guidance to the young Virgil Hawkins. And Metcalf, seemingly he's about like between like 35 and 40, or 30 and 30, between 30 and 40. And Virgil Hawkins, he is a teenager, and their relationship is really, it's really funny, man. It's really funny and it's really interesting, and you can see the beginning stages of a team being formed, not only with Static Shock and Hardware, but also with Rocket and Icon, them all coming together and creating this DC type Avengers situation. Uh, I know that was kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean that's Marvel set the blueprint, and shit, why not follow it to some extent? But yeah, I'm excited about this issue, man. I've been waiting for this comic for a long ass time, and now I got it. So I'm gonna dive into it at some point today. I got a lot of busy. I got a busy schedule today, and busy is good. Busy is good. So, but I don't know if I'll tell you guys what I think. Maybe you guys, if you guys want that. I've been more so reading these now, my like just personal time off, and not really giving reviews. But yeah, but this is good though, man. I mean, I really like where the story is headed, man. There's been a lot of, he's been having a lot of bumping heads with his former boss, Curtis Metcalf, and so he's being framed. That's what this whole story arc is about. He's being framed for basically causing the mutation of the civilians in Dakota City. Think of it like there was a protest, and during this protest, the cops threw out canisters, and from this company that Curtis used to work for, and they're trying to pin it on Curtis because the aftermath was that once the canisters broke open, so once these canisters were ruptured, they unleashed this type of chemical that altered the DNA of the civilians that were protesting, basically giving them the powers of like X-Men. Some of them were mutated to the point where they weren't recognizable. And I would be remiss if I didn't say what the civilians are called after that: bang babies, right? So once the canisters blew up and everyone was affected, and then everyone's seen the aftermath, they called those who were affected Big Bang Babies, giving them the powers of like X-Men. Some of them were mutated to the point where they weren't recognizable. Others not so much. Others had abilities though, like electricity. Virgil Hawkins was there, so now he becomes Static Shock. He has a nemesis. He can control fire. So there's all these different things that are going on, and some people just look like animals and monsters. So it's definitely something that's crazy. It was very interesting that happened in the first issue. And so the boss of Alva Industries, that's the company that Curtis Metcalf worked for, the boss, Alva, Edwin Alva, he's trying to pin it on Curtis. So this whole time, Curtis is basically trying to prove that he's innocent, right? He's trying to clear his name. And so it's a very interesting story. And, I got the older comics and they were great, but it's nice to see it brought, brought bigger uh, in the 2022. It's a more crisp look. Um, there's a hunger for it, just like for these type of characters, just like there was back in the day. So yeah, it's exciting, man. It's a pretty dope series. I really hope they do more with these characters. I really hope they're not just relegated to the comics because these characters are so interesting. I definitely think these characters all together have the potential to carry a cinematic universe. Definitely. But yeah, you gotta stay tuned.